Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Redolessence. Welcome back to another video. I hope you're all having an amazing day so far. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a closer look at an incredible fragrance by the company Nishane. This is a brand new fragrance, just came out in 2021. This one is called Shem. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on it, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin my fragrance review of Shem by Nishane, and I tell you all about this fragrance, what it smells like, what notes stand out for me, if I could compare it to anything else, so on and so forth, I do want to mention that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, if you like reviews, top 10s, and more, please do consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it. Make sure to enable all notifications by clicking on the bell and give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. Now, this fragrance, brand new 2021 release, is available at FragBuyCrew.ca. I'm going to leave a link down below to where you can check it out. They're currently doing their 8th annual sales event, so they have a lot of good deals going on. If you use the code mystery8, you get an additional 8% off on orders of 88 Canadian or more. There's another promotion if you spend $148 Canadian. I'm going to leave the coupon codes down below. They are not affiliate codes. I'm not getting a kickback from them, but I do want to help promote the event a little bit because I've been using FragBuyCrew.ca for a few years now, and I have a lot of fragrances that came from there. So I definitely trust the folks over there. Really good customer service, incredibly cheap prices, and I know they're also doing special perks and initiatives for their loyalty program, so definitely check them out. They have a lot of really good deals going on, and congratulations on 8 years, by the way. Now, the name Shem actually means candle, and kind of the purpose of naming the fragrance Shem, or the vibe that it's meant to convey, is that when you think about a candle, when you light another candle with it, nothing happens to the flame, and you can keep lighting other candles interminably. So there's so much to go around, and it's that luminous component and that sharing component of this fragrance that I think is so beautiful. Now, the perfumer for this is Lucas Suzak, and I actually have worked with Lucas Suzak on some of my own fragrances as the creative director for Navitus Parfum. I had the pleasure of meeting him in person when I went to Spain. He is such an incredible perfumer, one of the nicest human beings I've ever met. Of course, he's done Reflection for Men by Amouage. He's also done Emblaze by Navitus Parfum. I'll leave links for that down below as well. But really, Shem is the spotlight for today, and I'm excited to give you my thoughts on this fragrance. A complex fragrance, elemi resin, amber, cardamom, Turkish rose, geranium, some amazing notes in here, and of course you have vetiver, leather, and cypriol, which are the darker components to this fragrance. Let's start things off by taking a closer look at the beautiful presentation. So right in the opening of this fragrance, you get this duality of spicy and fresh. And this is actually a leather-based fragrance, but the leather doesn't come across right away. And so it's not that aggressive type of a leather that you would expect from some other fragrances like Tom Ford's Tuscan leather, which people say smells like an ashtray. So it's not that aggressive type of a leather, but you do get that spicy aspect on account of the cardamom, also on account of the cypriol, which can be a little herbal, aromatic, and spicy at times. But I'm also getting this smooth freshness from the fragrance. Now, there's actually osmanthus in here, and I think that that's adding a bit of freshness to the fragrance. And the vetiver here that is residing in the base is also adding to the, I don't want to call it dirtiness, but let's say the earthiness of the fragrance. I do think that you're going to get a little bit of this elemi resin combined with the Turkish rose in the opening and the geranium, which is giving a slightly minty vibe to the fragrance. And geranium actually smells a bit rosy as well. So it's kind of like a rosy, minty, floral ingredient. So you have this bright, lungful, this luminous component in the opening, which kind of goes hand in hand with what the name of the fragrance is, Shem, which means candle. So it has this bright illuminating aspect in the opening on account of the geranium. And of course, the Turkish rose is the perfect complement to the geranium, but you also want to feel a little bit of heat, right? So if the name means candle, you want to get a little bit of heat, and that's where the cardamom comes into play. That's where the cypriol comes into play. That's where the leather and the vetiver come into play. And this fragrance does actually remind me slightly of another fragrance that I don't have in my collection, but I've smelled it any number of times, and it's by Memo Paris, and it's called Irish Leather. Now, Irish Leather is much more aggressive on the leather, and I know there's another fragrance called Ambergris Showers that smells very similar to it, but in my personal opinion, Irish Leather with that tea note and the leather is very aggressive in there. This one is much brighter, much smoother, much cleaner. Now, that's not to say that one is better or worse. I think they cater to different crowds, and there are two different types of scent profiles, and it's a very loose connection, by the way. And so I just wanted to sort of throw that out there if it helps put you in the mindset of what this kind of smells like. But really, when you think about the cardamom, the Turkish rose, the geranium, this is a unique scent. You cannot nail it back down to any one particular scent on the market that this smells like. And of course, the perfumer Lucas Suzak is a very experienced and professional perfumer. He's been doing this for a very, very long time, and he knows how to release some standout and knockout fragrances, including Reflection for Men and many others. But this is an awesome release, that bright illuminating aspect in the opening, but then you also have like this leathery component in the base with some woods that I think creates this solid, you know, framework and foundation, and it's a very long-lasting fragrance while still captivating you in the opening with that fresh, smooth, and exotic smelling vibe. Very rich, very opulent, and regal smelling. I am head over heels in love with this fragrance, and Nishane as a brand has some of my favorite fragrances out there, from Ani to Hachivat to just Vain and Naive is another one I've reviewed, and I love that one. And you know, everything from Fan Your Flames, you know, there's so many hits from this brand, and here we have Shem, and I'm so happy to have this in my collection. FragranceBuy.ca has it for a really good price if you're looking to get it. I'm going to leave all of the information down below. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, I know I made a comparison to Ambergris Showers as well as Italian Leather, but that's a very loose connection. That's just to sort of put you in the mindset of what like 50% of the fragrance smells like. And I think the only unifying note is the leather, but it's done so differently. I actually find this to be much smoother. You have a touch of sweetness in the base, but then you have that rosy, floral, and slightly minty opening that kind of creates this duality between the light and the dark. And I think it's a beautiful fragrance, and it's one that I am so happy that I have in my collection. I'm going to be putting this to very good use over the next few months, because I think that it's really going to shine in the autumn, and I can see this one doing really well in the winter too. Longevity on this one, 10 plus hours. The projection is amazing for the first 3 hours, radiates way beyond an arm's length. In terms of the versatility, completely unisex fragrance. Men and women can wear this one. I think this one can be worn casually but formally as well. Very opulent, very rich and professional smelling as well. I think this one will probably cater to somebody who has a bit of experience in niche fragrances. I don't think a beginner would take on to this one too favorably, just because it might pose a bit of a challenge for them, especially if they're used to fragrances like Nautica Voyage or, you know, Invictus Aqua or something like that. This is a bit more of a higher caliber fragrance, if you will, but I think it's an amazing fragrance, and I think it can be worn any occasion. Again, I would prefer to wear this one formally, but if you're wearing it in a climate controlled environment, indoors, especially in an office setting, I think it'll really shine in that type of a situation as well. In terms of the presentation, from the outer box to this beautiful inner box to the presentation, the cap, just everything about it, the concept, the name, my final verdict on this fragrance is it's one of the best releases of 2021, hands down. I have smelled a lot of niche fragrances that I think are just absolutely incredible for 2021. And I actually look forward to compiling a list of my top 10 or top 20 favorites by December. We'll wait and see if any standout releases come out within the next couple of months, because we still have November and December. But in any case, I absolutely love Shem. I hope you have the opportunity to try this one because it's a great, long-lasting, complex, professional, spicy, minty, fresh, and dark leathery fragrance. And it seems to go in a few different directions, but that kind of speaks to the complexity and the intricacy of the blend. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you took something of value from this review. That was my review of Shem by Nishane. If you own or have tried this fragrance, let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. And also leave a comment down below with which is your favorite fragrance by Nishane. And I would just love to hear from you. I love the interaction. Please remember to enable all notifications by clicking on the bell. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Love you all. We'll see you soon.